This is Boston 25 Morning News, your local station.
Weather alert now at 6 in October. Nor'easter lashing Massachusetts. Heavy rain, strong winds rolling through New England right now, soaking the streets and kicking up the surf.
Yeah, and we are in the thick of it. So I'm tracking where we have the biggest downpours and wind gusts right now and where they're headed next. Breaking overnight, cheers and celebrations in Israel. All remaining hostages returned to Israel from Hamas. What is next for those who were held for more than 2 years, and the new message from President Trump about the U.S. brokered ceasefire deal.
We are on that weather alert for a nor'easter. Here's a look at the radar as the storm moves through our area right now. The system blanketing Massachusetts with widespread rain and strong wind. We're keeping our eyes on the coast as well, and the Cape and the Islands. Here's a look at the Vineyard right now. It's a live look at a camera we have stationed there in Edgartown. You can see the wind is picking up, but the rain is falling. And that's pretty much the case throughout the area. Of course, the closer you are to the coast, the stronger the wind is. Good, wet, and windy Monday morning. Appreciate you being with us. I'm Gene Levant.
And I'm Nicole. Gabe, well, from the impacts of the downpours, strong winds and flooding threat, we got you covered, though. We have team coverage for you this morning to let you know how the storm's going out in your community and also how long it's going to last. Let's get over to Boston 25 meteorologist Sherry Spear for the very latest. Sherry.
Yeah, even though this is the biggest storm that we've had in a while, we're not expecting any severe weather. It's just going to be a washout today. You can see this is where our nor'easter is right now, our ocean storm with northeast winds. We've got steady rain across the board, especially south of the Pike. We've got light to moderate showers up the east coast of Massachusetts and New Hampshire. I mean, it's just going to be a kind of nasty day out there. We're looking at about 1 to 3 inches of rain in the forecast today. Some of the heaviest rain and strongest winds will be focused along the coastline, especially down on the Cape and the Islands. And islands actually where we have the best chance for some minor coastal flooding with the upcoming high tides. In Boston, it is just mid-50s. It's breezy. It is soggy from start to finish today. This is a look at some of our current winds gusting into the 30 and 40 mile per hour range. Meteorologist Vicki Graff will be back in a few minutes to break down where these are going.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Sherry. But the holiday weekend, it's coming to a soaking end right here in New England.
Yeah, it's a pretty powerful nor'easter that's hitting Massachusetts today. We get the heavy rain, you get the strong winds, and those waves are kicking up. Boston 25 News reporter Ryan Breslin continues our team coverage live from Scituate this morning, Ryan, where the wind and the waves are a big part of what's happening right now.
Yeah, good morning to you, Gene and Nicole. That's right. It is very windy out here at Scituate Harbor this morning. The rain isn't too bad. It really is the wind that is picking up here in the harbor. I want to show you as well. We have a person walking by with their dog here this morning. Hey, good morning to you. How you doing? Doing well out here this morning. We're seeing the harbor, the water levels, they are a lot higher than they were here on Friday from what we saw. We know that the town administrator, they were most concerned about the wind. Want to show you some video from yesterday as people were out here at Scituate Lighthouse. They wanted to see for themselves what the wind and the rain all looked like. Wind gusts reaching close to 40 miles per hour at the lighthouse when our crews were there. The town administrator says he's expecting tree limbs down and scattered power outages come this morning.
We'll get some coastal erosion, but really from a flooding standpoint, it doesn't seem like it's going to be a big issue. Will be stuff blowing around. It'll be pretty windy. We will get some minor splash over, some minor flooding. But if it really ramps up, stay out of the way, let our crews do what they need to do to keep everything open and safe.
Now, I have been checking the power outage maps this morning. About 145 customers are without power here in Scituate. Over in Norwell, National Grid, they are working to restore power to about 135 customers. Another live look of Scituate Harbor this morning. For now, we're live in Scituate. Ryan Breslin for your local station, Boston 25 News.
All right, Ryan, and Boston is also bracing for flooding from this storm, too. Let's get out to Boston 25 News reporter Alyssa Azara live for us near the aquarium this morning. Alyssa, that's been a problem spot in the past during these types of storms.
Yeah, that's right, Nicole. We've seen this area flood in the past. We're on Atlantic Avenue just in front of Aquarium Station. Right now, the rain is coming down, but it's not heavy. It's pretty manageable as long as you have your jacket, maybe a hat on. And I want to show you, if you've ever been in this area and seen these metal barriers, they're actually flood barriers that were put up a few years back after Boston saw some major flooding that shut down this train station. That was back in 2018. So they've been here since, and they are designed to keep this area protected from flooding up to 4 feet. So right now, though, we haven't seen any delays along the blue line this morning. Everything is moving along swiftly, but we'll continue to monitor service. And the rain is not going to be letting up. You heard our meteorologist Sherry before telling us that it's just going to be a wet day through and through. So make sure you have your rain jacket, make sure you have your rain boots, and you're prepared. Maybe give yourself some extra time when heading out the door this morning. For now, we're reporting live from Boston. Alyssa Azara for your local station, Boston 25 News.
Alyssa, thank you. Meteorologist Vicki Graff here now with more on the track of the storm. What's it looking like right now, Vicki?
Yeah, and because of the track of this storm, we are dealing with that northeasterly wind. That's where we get the nor'easter from. I want to highlight some of the strongest winds that we've seen so far from this storm. A lot of this came in overnight into early today. Wellfleet, 55-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Sconset and Nantucket, 51. Buzzards Bay, 48. Rockport, 44. And Milton at the Blue Hill Observatory, also a 41-mile-per-hour wind gust. Right now, the highest winds for today will be focused across parts of the Cape and Islands. The Cape is under a wind advisory. This is through 8 o'clock tonight, and that's to account for gusts up to about 50 miles per hour. And for Martha's Vineyard and Nantucket, this is where we have a high wind warning for gusts up to 55 miles per hour. Outside of there, we're looking at gusts 30 to 40 miles per hour throughout the day. So it's certainly going to be windy. It's one of those days I just recommend leaving the umbrella at home. Trust me, you're just going to be fighting with it all day long because of that wind. Eventually, we'll see those winds easing up a little bit more later tonight. It's still a bit breezy. It stays breezy Tuesday. We'll be back with a look at when we'll see improvements coming up.
And as you might expect, the strong winds and the rain, it could lead to some power problems. Here's a live look right now at the MEMA outage map. Now, right now, currently, there are a total of 3,700 outages throughout the state. And we've been checking for you. Last hour we checked, that's actually more than double since. Now, of course, we're going to keep you updated throughout the day and also throughout the show on what you can expect in terms of power outages. Meantime, the Steamship Authority has suspended service between Hyannis and Nantucket because of the storm. Ferries are still scheduled to run between Woods Hole and Martha's Vineyard, but will likely be diverted from Oak Bluffs to Vineyard Haven. The Steamship Authority says they're going to continue to evaluate the conditions for you throughout the storm. It has also waived cancellation and change fees for today.
6:07 and the south coast in Rhode Island also getting battered by the nor'easter. Folks turned out to Narragansett Beach last night to see the big waves firsthand. One person was even spotted swimming in the rough surf, something first responders strongly discourage. Many say they just plan to look at the waves and find something to do inside.
We're going to stay dry as much as we can. All the indoor activities, stay safe. We've got the movies today and maybe some Monopoly tonight. Who knows?
There are hundreds of power outages this morning in Rhode Island. The Block Island Ferry Service is warning customers to check for updates about trips through tomorrow.
Well, the storm's already resulted in flooding in spots along the East Coast, too. This was a scene in southern New Jersey yesterday. You can see the roads in that neighborhood partially under several inches of water here. Officials in Atlantic City are saying this is the highest water levels that they have seen since Hurricane Sandy hit that area in 2012. And strong winds kicked up the surf even more south down at Virginia Beach yesterday. Parts of that city also experienced flooding. Crews reported making numerous rescues from the floodwaters in the Carolinas, too. Now, if you happen to be heading out today, be sure to have that Boston 25 weather app on your phone. It's going to allow you to stay up to date with the very latest on the nor'easter throughout the day.
We're also following breaking news this morning from the Middle East, where all 20 Israeli hostages being held by Hamas are now free.
Yeah, they were released overnight and now being reunited with their families. Boston 25 News anchor Ray Vieta at the Live Alert Desk for us with the overnight developments.
A lot of developments to get through. First of all, I want to show you what it looks like in Israel right now. You could see the streets there lined with a lot of people celebrating. Also in the Parliament building, President Trump expected to talk at any moment now. Now, the people were released in 2 groups overnight. The first 7 were turned over to the Red Cross around 2 a.m. our time. Then a couple of hours later, the other 13 hostages were released. Now, the release set off celebrations, which you're seeing there on the streets of Israel. As part of the deal, Israel will release 250 prisoners serving life sentences and more than 1,700 Palestinians detained after Hamas's October 7th attack on Israel. Their family members expected to reunite with them in Gaza later today. Some of them able to speak on the phone just after the release. As you can imagine, as you can hear, very emotional moments after 2 long years of waiting for a release. That mother telling her son on that video call that the war is over and that he's coming home. President Trump helped broker the deal between both sides, bringing an end to 2 years of war between Israel and Hamas. This morning, he signed a guest book upon his arrival to Israel's Parliament building, writing it's, quote, a great and beautiful day. Now, we're taking a live look right now. Here he is at the Parliament building, expected to talk at any moment now. Lawmakers are there, and he will fly to Egypt to meet with world leaders to discuss the future of Gaza. Gene?
All right, Ray, thanks. And there are going to be a lot of developments throughout the day regarding this situation in the Middle East. We'll bring you any new details on air, online, and through the Boston 25 News app.
Time now, 6:10. Let's get back over to Sherry to see that quick update on the nor'easter, what we're dealing with today.
Okay, so I just want to time out when this whole thing is going to peak. And remember, it is just like a miserable, nasty day. This isn't severe weather. I'm not expecting widespread flooding. There might be a couple problem spots, but essentially through the day today, you've got that steady rain and gusty winds. We get slow improvements tomorrow. You're going to wake up to more showers and gusts still around 30 miles per hour. But during the day, those showers ease up. Stick around. I've got Futurecast to walk you through it hour by hour.
All right, it is a holiday, so I anticipate traffic will be light, but the rain and the wind causing some problems on the roadways. This is a live look at the expressway southbound. There's a crash there. It's been there for quite some time, but it's causing quite a backup here. This is just after the Columbia Road exit, so we're going to take a closer look at this crash and a few others that are popping up in the next 10 minutes. Back to you.
All right, bummer for us. Today's nor'easter prompting us to postpone our zip trip to Stowe. It was planned today. We were going to be at Honey Pot Hill Orchard. But between the wind and the rain and the really tough conditions, we decided to call off the festivities for today. So we are working on a makeup date in Stowe. And once we have it all worked out, we'll let you know, both on air and through our social media pages. But would have been really nasty conditions.
Yeah, I think
today,
it's best for all of us to follow back up on a later date.
Yep. All right, it's now 6:11 this morning. A new week and still no deal to reopen the government.
And that means a lot of government workers are going to go without a paycheck. Coming up next, the issues both sides are digging their heels in on.
Plus, a local food delivery driver carjacked at gunpoint. The crime leaving neighbors on edge. The massive effort by 3 different police agencies to try and find those responsible.
And we are tracking that nor'easter for you and the impact it's going to have on us all morning long and afternoon. Here's a live look over Boston from the Prue. You can already see the rain droplets are just kind of trickling in, and it's looking really gross out there. But don't worry, we got you covered. Sherry and Vicky are going to have the very latest updates on that forecast coming up right after this break. Stick with us.